Special Church TV is an online television network of the Pentecost International Worship Center, Kaswa, a ministry of the Church of Pentecost,
with the primary purpose of carrying out the business of transforming lives through online digital ministry.
Our vision is to drive a new era of evangelism, discipleship, and holistic ministry by transforming lives and communities through online digital ministry.
Our mission is to reach all with content that informs, educates, entertains, inspires, and impacts via social media and other available digital platforms.
Our main objectives are to carry out digital broadcasts as a means of disseminating the Pentecostal perspective in evangelism, discipleship, and holistic ministry.
To saturate the digital space with quality content geared towards responding to the challenges of the youth.
And to impact the youth with holistic and life-transforming content. Rooted in Special Church TV's tagline is
Transforming Nations. This is in line with the 5-year strategic vision of the Church of Pentecost dubbed Vision 2023,
which aims at transforming society with the values and principles of the Kingdom of God.
Special Church TV acknowledges the following core values as virtues, which are Christ-centeredness,
integrity and reliability,
punctuality and diligence.
Hi there and welcome to Sports Trail. This is the maiden edition of Sports Trail, and on Sports Trail we are going to be taking you through the sporting activities, sporting news, what you need to know about what's happening right now in the sporting terrain locally and internationally. Today I'm going to be having a guest who will join me online. We'll be having a call online where we go into the various issues we are going to be looking at. We are going to be looking at the Black Stars call-up that just came on. We are going to be looking at the local league, some aspects of it. We are going to be looking at Kotoko and their expedition in Africa and what we make of them, what's going to come out of it, whether we think they will win or not. And then we're also going to be looking at the UEFA Champions League round 16, which teams we think can go through. And then finally, we've dovetailed into a very exciting yet a topic that will split heads, especially if your team is involved. For the last topic we are going to be talking about, I'm not going to give it to you. I think you should follow the program, and when we get there, you see what it's all about. But I'd encourage you to stay tuned. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back after this break. This is Sports Trail, our maiden edition, and we are going to take you around the sporting activities and news that have made the rounds internationally and locally. We are going to start nowhere other than the the most current of news with regards to what is happening locally. That is the naming of the provisional list for the Black Star squad by the current coach Siki Akono, which came out yesterday night. And something has happened actually. Something has happened. It's novel for the fact that he's named a complete 32-man squad that comprises of only local players. Local players from goalkeepers to the strikers. And it's exciting news for me actually. It's exciting news for me. And you can look at this from several angles, but for me, I think it's exciting. It means attention is being paid to the league. I don't know what you make of it, Mr. Akwa. What do you think?
Yeah, so and with the list, if you go through to you can see a Premier League club players, and you can also find the Division One players. So then it means that even the Division One, the coaches are also watching. So it means that it's actually transcending from the Premier League to the Division One. It's going to be a morale booster for all of them. That is the striker for Accra Lions. He has played 5 matches, scored 7 goals. Yeah, that's the Accra Lions. Evans. He has played 5 games, scored 7
There was
goals.
another Boffa Kwatano and Unity Star Academy players.
Yeah, he has also done so well. And with the goalkeepers, Joseph Adu, we all know him from under 17, under 20. Then Razak Abelora, we also know what he has also done. Ofori Entry, former under 20 World Cup goalkeeper. That is 2013. With I think a bronze medalist under 20. Ganiu Ishmael from Kotoko, we all know what he's doing. Yusuf Mubarak also from Kotoko. Then Mo Al Hassan, also from Hasselhoff. His performance this season is no good, but I don't know why he was called. Probably because he has been in the squad before, so they thought it wise to also call him. Then Kojo Amwako, Christopher Nete, they were called for the Sudan game. Yeah, they were called for the Sudan game. So for them to be called once again, I think is a continuation. That's also good. And now one exceptional left back for this season, Moro Ibrahim for Kotoko. The defender is actually on fire. He scored a goal in this season when they went to Dreams. That was a wonderful goal, a volley of such. Then also when we went to Karela, he also scored. So he's actually on fire. So with the list, Justice Blade, we all know what he can do. He was with Kotoko on loan and now gone to his mother club, that's Mediama. So I think going through the list, I think that's the best we have. Then with the Wafa prodigy, that is Augustin Boache, he's also doing so well. They are number 10. I watched their match last week, and the guy is really doing so well. So I think we have a good squad to save SO and all of them. So let's see what the coach will do with this squad.
I mean, if you ask me, really speaking, Mo Alassane doesn't deserve to be in that team. He doesn't. I feel because Kotoko has had 6 players being called up, they just had to be tokenist and call a player from Hasselhoff to just, so to say, just share the national cake fairly. But really speaking, well, it's 32-man squad, so some will be dropped, and he's the first player I expect to be dropped. But one name that excites me a lot on the list is the striker from King Faisal, Kwame Pepra.
Yeah.
He really excites me, given the fact that King Faisal is in the relegation zone. But when you look at the top scorers chart, you find Kwame Pepra in it. And that tells you that he's holding his own side of the bargain. At least the team is not doing well, yes, as a whole. But you can see that he as an individual is holding his side of the bargain. And it's paid off. It's paid off. And if you ask me, I would tip him over Kwame Poku of Kotoko. I would say he should start over Kwame Poku. I don't know what you think.
That is your opinion, though. But I think it would also help because King King Faisal last season they had the striker Usman Ibrahim. He's now with Kotoko. He was on loan from Kotoko to King Faisal, and he was banging in the goals for King Faisal. So when he left, Alhaji Buza was really hurt because he thought Osman would still be with King Faisal to score the goals. But Kwame Prepra came in and he has also stepped in his shoes, and he's scoring all the goals, banging all the goals for King Faisal. Recently, I heard that Alhaji Buza was interviewed and they were saying that Kotoko wants his striker. And he says no. I think Kotoko doesn't want his team to actually be in the team because where they are, there's no way they are going to sell their priceless asset to any other club. So for him to give him the nod, I think he's the outstanding player in King Faisal. And King Faisal this season, even in the normalization league, they were scoring goals, they were conceding as well. And that has not changed. And I'm only hoping that when we go for the break for the second round, they would actually tweak their defense a bit in order to suit Kwame Prepra, because if he's scoring more goals and they are being scored, it means all the goals he's scoring is actually in vain. So Kwame
he's
Prepra,
being cancelled out.
I'm happy for him. I hope he'll continue to the end of the season. And Yausi Taylor, man, this guy has
Yausi Taylor, that's the name. Yeah.
Anytime he's in the league, he scores and he shows that he's a prolific striker. That I think we can make good use of him. Yeah.
I mean, so I would say this in passing. I think Karela is doing something very wonderful as well, considering the fact that when you look at the top scorers chart, you have Diawusu Taylor with, I think, 9 goals. And then they have, I think, Kujwa Mwako on 5 goals also. And both of them are in the top 10 scorers. You know, so they are a very prolific team, I should say. And so if Diawusu Taylor has been called up for his, I mean, he's been recognized, you know. Okay. So let's move away from that. I know we'll get time to. I mean, it's still new on us, and it's a running story. It's a running story, and it will go legs and go arms, and but let's straight up move to Kumasi Asante Kotoko. They are in Africa right now. You know, they dropped from the CAF Champions League into the CAF Confederation Leagues right now by some shady arrangements, but that's okay. Let's move on to what we have right now and talk about what we have right now. What do you think is Kotoko's chances against Setif?
It's a difficult game. Any supporter of Asante Kotoko should be worried at this moment, because anytime the North Africans, we meet them at the knockout stages, they take us out. To talk of Uma, Bajaya, the last time was Zamalek. And this time around it's Setif, and it's going to be very difficult. I don't know why we've not found the antidote to actually eliminate these North Africans anytime we meet them in the knockout stages. And one of the issues is that their teams are always consistent. With Kotoko, we've never seen consistency. Each season, in and out, 14 players or 16 will be shipped out. Another 14 would also be signed in. And I think it is actually not helping the team at all. If Kotoko really wants to conquer Africa or do well in Africa, their teams must be consistent for at least 2 or 3 seasons. Then they should buy quality. Almost the players they signed this season were free. So that means we are not even purchasing players. Not even give them the burden for them to perform, because once you are bought with a big price, we expect you to perform. But if you are not bought and you were brought in free, I think the expectations are actually low. So I think one thing that the North Africans have ahead of us is that their legs are consistent. They're always playing their legs. They are investing in the game. How much have we invested in our team this season, Kotoko? How much, if they can give us the price? And what's their budget for this African campaign? These North Africans, they plan ahead. They have their budget running to millions of dollars. You come to Ghana, it's about hundreds of cities. They cannot do anything. We can't even buy quality players from outside to come and join the team. we can speak of Sonny Akuba, who also came in, who helped the team a lot. We were not able to maintain him. We let him go. A lot of Kwame Bonsu, we had to sell him to go. So even the current team we have, less than 4 or 5 players have played in Africa. So then experience-wise,
you forgot to mention Abege.
Abege, maybe he came to have holidays in Ghana and left. So then it means you are not buying the quality players to also help the team to compete in Africa, because in Africa, Kotoko is actually living in their past glories. That's what I can always say. They are not doing anything a modern club is doing in Africa together. Look at TP Mazembe. Investment, buy quality players. They came to Ghana, pick 4 or 5 players from Ghana, and help them to win the CAF Champions League. So if Kotoko really wants to do that, consistency should be 1. 2, we must invest, and 3, we must buy quality players in order to achieve. But this match, I think our best will be a draw. If Kotoko wins, then it means that they've really done so well.
Kwame Poku Magic won't come up.
That would depend. We believe that we have Fabio Gama will actually do something. But to what extent?
I forgot his name.
Fabio Gama.
Fabio.
So yeah, he will do his bit. But if Kwame Poku can take the chances, and if Setif will give us the chances to actually score, that's also be another issue altogether. Because the matches they played in their leagues, they played about I think 12 or 30 matches. I think they've lost a game or so. They've won almost all their matches. They've drawn like 2 matches, and they've conceded only 6 or 5 goals. Kotoko have conceded 6, so then it means that the 2 teams have good defensive players. By attacking, they've scored more than 20 goals, and Kotoko has scored like 12 goals. So then it means that when it comes to the attack, they are very potent. Defense too, they are good. As for Kotoko, our defense is good. Attacking, there's a question mark there. So then tomorrow's match is going to be a difficult game.
Look, I would say that there's no team that does not have an Achilles ankle. You know, every team can be beaten, and I mean, in a game of 90 minutes, anything can happen. You know, anything. It's sad for me to be saying that for a team like Kotoko, because I mean, we shouldn't be relying on this football mantras and cliche, but that's where we are as a team right now. Because come on, Setif is a good team, but really they are not that. I don't think they are not beatable. I think they are beatable, but the situation right now is where Kotoko finds themselves, and where as soon as you start to get your hopes up on Kotoko, they surprise you. I mean, they dash your hopes back to the ground. So that's that on that one.
We only hope they win the match.
Okay, and well, let's see. I've heard people are doing things underground and all, but all this should bring us a win. All we care about is a win. 2-0. 2-0, you know.
Sure.
2-0. If we can't score them 2-0, even 1-0. 1-0 is okay for me. I don't want any score line that would give them a goal here in Ghana, because they really know how to turn the heat when you get to North Africa. And one issue I forgot to touch on this issue of the testing before the games is another part that gets me nervous a lot, because if you remember, Kotoko was knocked out of the CAF Champions League against Al Hilal because they couldn't raise a team to play on the day of the match, because a lot of their players had tested positive for COVID, you know, which was no fault of theirs. So that's another place that gets me nervous a bit, because we could win the game here, and then when we get to North Africa, we go in for our COVID testing, and when the results come, I won't be surprised if 15 players of our starting 11 all test positive. And I sincerely smell foul play in that arrangement. What do you think?
I think this is an issue that I don't know. As Africans, I think we really have to learn from the best. UEFA Champions League, Europa are doing it, and they are doing it to the best of our knowledge, that we can actually learn from it. We don't hear sad cases in the Champions League or in the Europa League. It's only in CAF, Champions League of Confederation, that we hear some of these cases. I don't know if CAF can actually have a center in each of the countries that they are playing Champions League, so that once they go there, they go to a licensed CAF, maybe clinic or lab, to do the test, so that no foul play will be there, so that the doctor of the home and away teams will be present, so that they will all see to it that the test is done. They cannot confirm that both teams, this guy has positive, this is negative, so that they can all be sure. Because with Kotoko issue, it really affected Kotoko when they went to Sudan for the Al Hilal game. They said that more than 15 players have tested, and I think the players we sent were, I think, 26 or 25. So then it means we can't raise a team. We should have a starting 11, then at least maybe 3 or 4 subs on bench, and we couldn't do that. So I think CAF really has to have, they should have a real look at the rules or the so a lot of teams will be eliminated by some tactics that will not help the other teams. Because if someone does to another team, another team will also try to do that on you, then it means that the Champions League will be playing will not be interesting at all, because it will not be on merit, but will be on COVID cases or some misconstrued tests that will be done on the other teams.
I mean, that reminds me. So I had a story this week about one of the games Kotoko played. I think they say in 1968 or 1960. It was a game against present-day TB Mazembe. I've forgotten what their name used to be. And the story says that Kotoko beat them 3-0 in Ghana. And when we went away, Kotoko lost. And it was in the era where they used to toss for the cup, you know, and there was a tie. So the referee had to put the winning to a toss. And then when the referee tossed the coin and the coin dropped to the ground, a player from the opposing team picked the coin and he ran, and then he started shouting, "We won!" And that's how they won the cup. That's how they won the cup from Kotoko, you know. And that's why Kotoko doesn't have 3 CAF Champions League cups right now, because the story says that the Kotoko players couldn't independently verify, you know, if they had lost or not. But because it was away, you know how it happens on the African terrain. When you go away, you know, a draw is a win for you actually, or getting a goal away is a win for you. So I just pray it's not a repeat of such incidents in Africa. But so fast forward, let's tiptoe into the European scene, and we are entering the week of Champions League, round of 16 matches. And I don't know what your predictions would be with regards to the games that will be coming around. Lazio versus Bayern Munich. There's Atletico Madrid and Chelsea. There's Sevilla, and I think
Dortmund.
There's a Sevilla game. Sevilla and Dortmund, and then there's FC Porto and
Juventus.
Juventus. And Liverpool Leipzig, right?
Yeah.
What teams would you pick to go through?
With Atlanta, Real Madrid, I think Madrid will be able to eliminate Atalanta. Atalanta started a season where they came down. Yes, and they came up. Madrid have the experience, they have the records, history to back them. So I believe when it gets
at the moment they have only 13 first-team players.
It doesn't matter. Zidane will do some magic for Real Madrid. Yeah.
Okay.
But
I'll take your word for it.
Something could happen there. It's going to be not an easy pass for Madrid. they really have to fight for this position if they really want to overcome Atalanta, because now they are on fire. So they have to do something. With Mönchengladbach City,
Money is on Gasparini's team though.
Yeah. I would tip City to go through against Mönchengladbach. Then Lazio Bayern, I think Bayern will go through.
But the report suggests that Lazio, I saw a report this week which stated that the Lazio president had promised the players a cumulative bonus of 3 million euros should they go past Bayern Munich. And then he had also assured them a bonus of 300,000 each if they win the Scudetto. And if you look at their performances still then, they've beaten Atalanta, a high-flying Atalanta. They've not looked back since then. So it's a curious one for me, given that Bayern Munich themselves are not in their ravaging form. I mean, if you look at their defensive records, they concede for fun. So it's still a 70-30 for me, but a big 30 for Lazio. I think a big 30 for me, Lazio. And I won't rule Lazio completely out, but let's see how it goes.
Yeah, but Bayern will have their way through.
Well,
and then the next fixture will be Atletico Chelsea. I'll tip Atletico to go through because this season they are really in a blistering form, man. They are scoring.
But Tamastachio's men are also putting up some impressive performance.
Yeah, sure. They will try to do their bit.
They struggled against Barnsley, but they won.
Sure, they'll try to do their bit, but I trust Atletico to eliminate Chelsea out of the Champions League. Fine, they have a new coach. That's the person who told you, but the players would want to fight for him. But I think Atletico has the experience to actually
firepower.
Yeah.
Luis Suarez is flying at the moment.
Dortmund. Yeah, I think Suarez is doing so well. I don't know what happened to him last season at Barca, but this season he's found his scoring boots and scoring in each match they play.
Yeah.
So really helping the team.
He has a shot accuracy of 85%. He scored 16 in 19.
Compared to last season in Barcelona.
Last season in Barcelona, 5 shots was equal to 1 goal. At a certain point, 5 shots is equal to 0.9. But that's fine.
Yeah. And then the next fixture is Sevilla Dortmund.
Yeah.
That was another dicey game. But Dortmund, I don't know what has happened to them. After Haaland had got injured and came back, it hasn't been the same for the team. I don't know. I think they've lost something in the team. They struggle to even score. They struggle to even win their home game. So, and Sevilla is doing so well when it comes to their home matches. They are also winning matches.
Recently, actually, 2-0.
Yeah. I think they are. Is it 4th or 5th on the La Liga log? So that means they are not doing bad.
They are 4th at the moment.
Yeah, they are not doing bad at
with a game in hand.
So they are doing so well. So I'll tip Sevilla to actually defeat Dortmund in the 2 league.
Outrightly.
Yeah. Then Porto Juventus, I think we need not to say much. I'll say Juve will go through easily. Because then also with Leipzig and Liverpool. Sure, of course. If only he's not injured, I think he will do his magic and they will go through.
Okay.
Because he's been their main
for FC Porto, and if my memory serves me right, some seasons ago, they nearly gave Bayern Munich a shocker. They beat them 4-1 at their home. They had to take a comeback. Bayern Munich had to beat them 6-1 back in Germany. Lightning doesn't strike twice, as they say.
Yes, I get you. But that is why Bayern was able to overcome them because they have the experience and the players to do that. And I think Juventus also have the experience and the players to actually do that.
Yes, can this
We have,
Juventus? You see, my problem with this Juventus team is much like Barcelona. They are a schizophrenic side. We don't know which side of them will show up. You know, they can show up. They played a boring 0-0 with Inter Milan recently, and their results this season has been tipsy turvy. You know, they win some games, they lose, but like you said, the CR7 factor. So we keep our fingers crossed.
yeah, and Leipzig and Liverpool. With the kind of state Liverpool find themselves now, I think they will need some miracle to overcome Leipzig. They go to the semi-finals, Leipzig, and they nearly go to the finals, and they got to. So I'm sure this season they would want to improve on their performance last season. So Leipzig Liverpool is going to, it's a dicey one. If Leipzig are able to maintain their form, they can overcome Liverpool with this current state they find themselves.
That Liverpool find themselves into, yeah.
Up. Yeah. Unless they're able to pick themselves up, finding Salah, Mane being on their form, and now the defensive issue they have is also going to worry them. All their center backs are injured, and it's going to be very difficult for them to defend or keep the goals out of the net when Leipzig are attacking. So I think it's going to be a difficult game for Liverpool. They really have to rise up to the occasion to overcome Leipzig when it comes to this game.
Then Barcelona PSG.
Both teams are not doing so well this time around, and PSG are not scoring like they used to be last season. This time they even struggle. Even with Neymar nowadays, they struggle to even score goals. Sometimes they even struggle to score a goal, and it has been very difficult. We see what Pochettino can do with the team, and I think with the was it 6-1 defeat at Camp Nou will still be ringing in their heads. The last time they visited Camp Nou. Yeah. So I think they would want to probably revenge that. But with Barcelona without Messi, it's going to be difficult for them. Barcelona should pray Messi is fit.
I think Messi will play.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They should pray he's fit. They have a match today, so they should pray he doesn't get injured, because Barcelona without Messi is just like Juventus without Ronaldo. It will be difficult for them to actually perform. And with their form now, Barcelona has been on and off this season. They could perform in 2 or 3 matches, winning, then the next match they will either draw or lose. So we only hope both teams are not on their best forms, PSG and Barcelona. So the best team will actually carry the night on the two legs.
So for me, what I would actually say is that I fancy Barcelona to go through. On form, I don't fancy them to go through right now. But Barcelona is Barcelona has become an average team actually, and once in a while they find the energy in themselves to go and give you a wow performance and all. But come on, their defensive frailties is nothing good to write home about. And then again, they have a coach on the touchline, very, very stubborn. Very, very, very stubborn. I mean, Ronald Koeman, I don't have confidence in Ronald Koeman. I think eventually it will come down to him. His substitutions are usually very, very poor, and I don't see Barcelona going through. For me, it will be a miracle if Barcelona goes through, but they have Messi, and you know what? Messi can turn a game on its head, even with 2 minutes to go. So maybe that could be the deciding factor eventually.
For the night.
Well, let's see. And then there's Man City Mönchengladbach. Or you think we shouldn't talk about that one.
Yeah,
It's already
City will
settled.
go through. I spoke about that. City will go through because
Still
City
go
are
through.
actually. I don't know what Guardiola has done to the team now. They did not start the season so well, but they picked themselves up. They've gone, I think, 10 or 11 matches without losing. So then it
All
means
15 games
yeah.
in all competition without losing. They've conceded only 5 in all competition. That's an average
So
of
that should tell you that this match,
0.1 goal every 3 games.
yeah. So then it should tell you that they should be able to go through this easily. If they are eliminated, I will be surprised. So they really need to win this game and then go through.
My money is on them actually to go all the way and nick it, take the cup. Yeah. My money is on them.
That's
So
that's going to be difficult. That's going to be difficult. But let's see. That's football for you.
yeah,
Anything can happen.
that it's true. It's true. You know, but this particular City team, when I see them play, like I see a certain fire in them. They look like a team that's ready to win every trophy in front of them, and they look very solid behind. And they have players who are coming into the form of their lives. They have Ilkay Gundogan, who knows a lot about this Bayern Munich team. Should it happen that they meet them. They have Phil Foden, who is coming into his zone. They have Raheem Sterling, who is beginning to put some form together. They have Wow Cancelo. The list goes on and on. And Kevin De Bruyne is yet to come back. Same with Sergio Aguero. So I think they have enough firepower to go all the way. But, you know, like they say, sometimes in Europe, experience is what differentiates the men from the boys. And it could be that the experience of the team, although I think this City team is experienced right now. I think they're ready. They have a manager who knows how to win the Champions League. And they have players in this team who are very, very hungry to make a name for themselves. And finally,
I'll be happy.
Okay.
If they win, but I'll be happy if they win. But if they don't win too, I won't be surprised.
Okay. So this is our last topic, and we are going to look at the little matter of Jurgen Klopp. So this is my take on Klopp. I think it's time for him to walk. You know, they say that when the applauses are high, you leave the stage. And I think Klopp has broken the 30-year jinx of Liverpool in the Premiership. He has won it. He's won the Champions League for them. He's won the Club World Cup for them. I mean, he's put together a couple of games and trophies for them in the last 3 years. They've blown teams apart. They've done the unexpected. They've done marvelously well. But I think that the time is up. They've come full circle, and I don't see this Liverpool team getting better than they have done. If anything at all, I think the way for this Liverpool team is down, not up, especially under Klopp. There's a lot of work to be done. A lot of players need to go for some to come in. That front three needs to be dissolved. Their backline, and people talk of the fact that their injuries are the problems, or is the reason why they are conceding goals. And if Van Dijk was there, blah blah blah. Van Dijk played that game against Atletico Madrid last season on Anfield. Guess what? Liverpool were shellacked. They got knocked out of Champions League. He was in the game against Aston Villa where they were whitewashed 7-2. In fact, he played a part in some of the goals they conceded. The first game they played against Leeds United, we saw mistakes written all over him. So you cannot convince me that if Van Dijk was in Liverpool right now, they'll be any better, because in his presence, they've taken one of their worst league defeats. And last season, getting to the end of last season, that game they played against Watford, they got beat 3-0 with Van Dijk. So if you want to look at the run Liverpool has been on since almost the end of last season, where the league was almost wrapped up till now, if you're looking at their form in that space, with and without Van Dijk, with and without Alisson, their stats show that they are on the downward spiral. They are going down. So if I were Klopp, I will walk, because when I look at this Liverpool team, it has shades of that Borussia Dortmund team before he walked out. He got to a place where he was moaning and complaining about things he shouldn't. It's the same thing he's doing right now. So talk of that game he played against Brighton and Hove Albion, which they played 1-1. Klopp complains that it was because they played an early kickoff. But they played with Brighton. They didn't play alone. So if an early kickoff is bad for you, it should be as bad for Brighton as well. And he's complained about substitutions. We need 5 substitutions when sometimes he uses only 1. In some cases, only 2. He's talked about Man City having 2-week break. I mean, the guy is just talking too much. And recently, after the defeat against Man City, a journalist asked him a question and he abused the journalist verbally. The man has lost it. There's an imagery in my mind of when they played Fulham. That match, they drew 1-1. I mean, Fulham, the team that is almost going on relegation. And in the first half, Fulham took the lead. They bossed the game completely. Liverpool made Fulham look world class. And you could see Klopp on the touchline hitting his chest, shouting at his team and telling them, wake up, wake up. Eventually, they came back and they had a penalty, and that's how they clawed back into the game. But clearly, Liverpool isn't getting any better. And it's at a point where I think there's a job on the side ready for him. I think that German national team, the Diamond Shaft, is looking for someone in the ilk and in the mood of Jurgen Klopp, because Joachim Löw himself isn't doing any better. I kid you not. This Euros, Germany would get knocked out in the group stages. There's nothing good to write home about this current German national team. And I think Klopp has he has the personality right now for the German national team. He can offer them a lot than he can offer Liverpool. I don't know what you think.
That dressing room, because and also with Liverpool, the expectation is now high, because after winning the Champions League and the Premier League, you are expected to perform at the top level. And when the team is not hitting that level, there's going to be pressure. So with the excuses he's giving, is the frustrations out of the situation he finds himself in. So that any
sorry about that, viewers. The line of our guest fell through and we were having difficulty raising him again, but I should say that it's still been an insightful program. I'm sure that the topics we've talked about, the discussions and the information we've relayed to you has really led to a certain cause, and we also advise you to take some interest. I mean, I want to advocate for the local league especially, and the local terrain, sporting events happening locally. A lot of us are very informed about the European scene and it's all good, but let's pay attention also to what's happening locally. So before we sign out, I would like to wish Kotoko the best of luck in their match tomorrow, and I would say that the whole Ghana is behind them. They should go and do us proud. I don't want to jinx it. I wanted to give out a scoreline, but I would hold back for now. When we win, or when we win next week, then I will tell you what I was predicting, but I won't say it now before I end up jinxing it. So wherever you are, thank you for joining us. We are grateful you did, and we encourage you to join us next week again, same time. And we promise you the best of sporting content and it's going to be fireworks. We are going to have other guests joining, and we also ask that you leave your comments in the comment section down below. Let us know what you think, give us feedback, and we'll hit you back. This has been Sports Trio once again. Bye bye.